What's going on, guys? Today is not Wednesday, it's Thursday, but these are books for yesterday, April 8th, I believe. It's super heavy on independence, really image this week, so I'll start with just a couple Marvel DC books I got. The only DC book is Batman Arkham Knight #2. I actually really liked the first issue, and I'm a big fan of Batman Elseworld stories, so I decided to continue with this one. I don't know how many issues this is going to go, but really looking forward to it. And then from the only Marvel book that I got is All New Hawkeye #2. I really liked the first issue, more so the art than the story. I think it's Ramon Perez doing the art. There's some really awesome watercolor flashback sequences in this book. I mean, the story was good, don't get me wrong, but the reason why I'm continuing with this book is because of the art, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. We just got into a little bit into Hawkeye's origin in the end of the first issue, so I think that's where at least this first arc is going to go. Split a little bit with present time and with some origin story stuff, but willing to give Jeff Lemire a shot in that book. Plus, the artwork is pretty nice, so we'll give it a go. And that's all the Marvel DC, and then the rest is independent books. I picked up this series because John talks so highly of it. It seems like I read like 500 science fiction books, and the number of horror books on my pull list have really dropped off, so I got to catch up a little bit. But this is Roman Ritual from Amigo Comics. I have a #1 coming in the mail. It's a little hard to find. It's not super expensive, but the print run on these books are low, so my chances of finding one, around my area are pretty low. But this is #2, and #3 came out this week. Like I said, John has said really good things about this book. Demonic possession at the Vatican and the Pope. I think the Pope himself gets possessed, so I'm looking forward to reading those. I read a lot. Not that that's a bad thing that I read a lot of sci-fi books, because really that's what I enjoy the most. But I like a little bit of variety, and I think that's why I picked up this next book too. The only #1 this week is Rebels #1. This is written by Brian Wood. The artwork in this book is fantastic. Like I said, I'm just looking for a little bit of variety. I'm not the biggest fan of a historical story, but I heard good things about this before it came out. Like I said, the artwork is good. It looks pretty good. I've only read a few things by Brian Wood, but what I have read, I've enjoyed. So I decided to give this one a shot. If I remember correctly, it's kind of about a militia, America's first militia. So I just saw. Hold on one second. It says Rebels Part 1 of 6. I didn't know it was a miniseries, but I'm picking up quite a few miniseries now, and that's fine with me. When it's a mini, it'll drop off my pull list, and I can pick up another book at another time. And I got 5 image books. I'll save this one for last, because that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. The Surface #2. Cool story here with sort of has a little bit of a Matrix feel. This idea that is reality truly what we perceive it, or is it just sort of like virtual reality? So I don't know if this is supposed to be a mini-series or if this is an ongoing, but I've heard that Alice Cott can be a little heady, a la Grant Morrison, and he hasn't lost me yet, so I'll stick with that. Speaking of Grant Morrison, this is Nameless #3. I usually don't like Grant Morrison. I think I've said this before, because he likes to write complicated things, it seems to me, just because he's the only one who understands it, and he thinks he's trying to like prove how smart he is. But this book is a really cool mix of like occult stuff and science fiction. I believe there's this asteroid headed to Earth. They're going to investigate what's going on with it. There's some weird occult symbols and stuff going on there. There's clearly some weird stuff going on. So I would really suggest giving Nameless a shot. And then 2 more #2s. This is Descender #2. I will admit we didn't get a whole lot out of Descender #1 in terms of story content, the book's definitely going to be written for the trade. But at a $2.99 price tag, I'm willing to stick with it in single issues. Going to be the story of a little android boy who's sort of persecuted in a world where everybody hates androids. I mean, that's not exactly the newest story idea in the world, but we'll see if Jeff Lemire can do something interesting with it. And then finally, we have actually got two more books. This is Southern Cross #2, written by Becky Cloonan. The artwork is by Andy Belanger, and I'm a big fan of the art and how it's colored. I think that's the high point of the book for me. I enjoyed #1. I'm about at the same place with this as I am with The Surface. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm willing to stick around for the next couple of issues. I believe there's a colony on the moon, and our main character is going to look for her sister, I think. And there was a couple of reveals in the first issue that it may not be as simple as she thinks it is. So Southern Cross #2. And then the book I'm looking forward to the most, this is the first single that I picked up of this, like, as it's come out, but this is Copperhead #6. I stayed away from this book because my only experience with a sci-fi western is Firefly, and I'm not a fan of Firefly. I know so many people like it, and I've really tried, and I've tried maybe 3 or 4 times to get into the first season, or I mean of the TV show, but I just can't do it. So I stayed away from this book, but I kept hearing good things, so I decided to check it out. It definitely feels like a western, and there's a pretty big emphasis on the sci-fi aspects, aliens and stuff like that. Story of a police officer, this woman here, Sheriff Bronson, who goes to an alien planet. We're slowly finding out over the first 5 issues what her backstory is, why she had to go there. This is there's absolutely everything about this book I'm a big fan of. Really, really awesome characters, great interaction between the characters. Her deputy, she calls him Boo, is my favorite. So this is written by Jay Faerber, who I've never read anything by him, but I've really, really enjoyed this book so far. And they always advertise the next cover on the back of the book, so really looking forward to reading this. I actually had to go to a separate shop to get this because my normal shop got shorted. But yeah, that's probably my most anticipated book of the week, Copperhead. Really awesome sci-fi western. Check it out. First trade is out, and this is the start of the second arc. So anyway, that's all the books I picked up this week. A day late because I just had stuff going on yesterday. But hope everybody got out and got their books. Hope you got everything that you wanted. Let me know what you picked up in the comments. Let me know what you think about what I picked up. I'll be back probably later in the week with another video. We'll see. I did finally post my Swamp Thing collection earlier in the week. It's been a long time. I've been talking about doing that video forever, so I decided to just finally do it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I will talk to you again soon.